Dear Starseed of Gaia, I am Selenia, emissary of the Pleiadian High Council, and I come to you today with a transmission that your soul has been desperately waiting to hear. You did not click on this message by accident. The guides, the unseen forces of light, and your own higher self have flawlessly orchestrated this exact moment in your timeline. You have been searching for answers in the dark, feeling a heavy exhaustion in your heart that nobody around you seems to understand. You look at the modern world, at the superficial ways people connect, and your spirit recoils. You crave a depth that seems entirely absent from this dimension. But there is a reason you feel this profound dissatisfaction. There is a reason your heart refuses to settle for ordinary love. There is a specific energy, a specific masculine presence. Perhaps he is already in your physical reality, causing you immense confusion and emotional turbulence. Or perhaps you simply feel his ghost, his energetic signature hovering right at the edge of your life, keeping you awake at night with a profound sense of longing for someone you might not even be able to name yet. Your logical mind tells you to let it go. Your friends tell you to be realistic and move on. You spend hours analyzing signs, wondering if you are simply imagining the intensity of this connection. I am here to tell you with absolute cosmic certainty that you are not crazy. I am here to validate the ancient truth your intuition has been whispering to you all along. You and this man have loved each other in 7 different lifetimes. This is not a trauma bond. This is not a fleeting earthly crush. This is a profound, unbreakable soul contract, etched into the very fabric of the stars, long before either of you decided to incarnate on Earth for this current cycle. In the Pleiadian records, the number 7 represents divine completion. A 7-lifetime contract is the most intense, the most demanding, and ultimately the most rewarding agreement 2 souls can possibly make. You have been warriors together. You have been healers together. You have been tragically separated by wars, by harsh societal rules, and by devastating circumstances in previous incarnations. Your soul perfectly remembers the exact vibration of his soul. Your energetic body recognizes his frequency instantly. That is why the moment you met him, or the moment you truly felt his energy, time completely stopped. Here is the first major revelation your heart desperately needs to absorb right now. The exact reason this connection feels so overwhelmingly intense and sometimes so incredibly painful and triggering is because your physical body is actively processing the unresolved emotions of 6 previous lifetimes all at once. You are not just dealing with the misunderstandings of today. You are feeling the suffocating grief of the lifetime where you were violently torn apart. You are feeling the desperate longing of the lifetime where you were forced to love each other entirely in secret. Your conscious mind does not have access to these specific memories, but your cellular structure does. Your DNA remembers every promise he ever made to you in the dark. You have spent so much time thinking there is a fundamental flaw within you. You have tortured yourself wondering why you cannot just walk away, why you cannot just be satisfied with a normal, practical, easy relationship like everyone else seems to enjoy. But how can you possibly be realistic when your soul is carrying the weight of a love story that spans thousands of earthly years? You cannot erase an eternal cosmic bond with simple earthly logic. I need you to pause right now and claim this truth for yourself. If your heart is beating faster as you listen to my voice, if you feel a strange warmth in your chest or sudden tears forming in your eyes, that is your soul screaming yes. That is your undeniable physical confirmation. Please, like this transmission right now to signal to the universe that you are finally ready to stop doubting your own intuition. Comment the number 777 below to anchor this powerful frequency and affirm that you are ready for the completion of this divine cycle. And make sure you subscribe to this channel right now so you do not lose this sacred energetic connection, because the Pleiadian guides have so much more to reveal to you about this specific man and your shared destiny. You might be asking yourself why he is returning right now in this specific chaotic timeline. Gaia is currently undergoing a massive frequency shift, a planetary ascension. As a Pleiadian starseed, your ultimate mission is to anchor the frequency of unconditional divine love onto this planet. But you absolutely cannot do that if your own heart portal remains fractured, guarded, or closed off out of fear. This man, your divine counterpart, has returned to you for this seventh and final earthly cycle for one specific reason. He is here to help you shatter the protective walls you have built around your heart. Perhaps right now he seems incredibly distant. Perhaps he is running from the connection, acting cold, or sending you mixed signals that leave you crying out to the universe in frustration. You must understand that this is a deeply common phase in the 7-lifetime contract. The earthly density is incredibly heavy, and the unawakened masculine energy often feels completely terrified by the sheer magnitude of this connection. He feels the weight of the 7 lifetimes too, even if he completely lacks the spiritual vocabulary to explain what is happening to him. He just knows that looking into your eyes feels exactly like looking into eternity. And for a mind still trapped in earthly conditioning, eternity is a terrifying concept. He runs because the love you offer demands the death of his ego, and his ego is fighting for survival. You see, when he pulls away, he is not actually rejecting you. I need you to hear this deeply and let it settle into your spirit. He is rejecting the mirror you hold up to him. Your pure Pleiadian light illuminates every dark corner of his soul, every unhealed trauma, every false belief he holds about himself. And that light is blinding. He retreats into his logical mind, into his earthly distractions, because it is safe there. It is familiar. But you, my beautiful starseed, you are left in the physical realm feeling utterly abandoned. You sit in the silence, questioning your sanity. You replay every word, every intense look, every moment of profound connection, wondering if you somehow imagined the entire thing. You did not imagine it. The agony you feel when he distances himself is not regular heartbreak. Here is the next revelation that the stellar healers want to transmit to your consciousness today. The overwhelming panic and anxiety you experience when he goes cold is actually an energetic phantom limb. In your previous lifetimes together, your separations were often violent, sudden, and permanent. Your physical vessels were torn apart by forces outside of your control. So now, in this lifetime, when he simply does not text back, or when he emotionally withdraws, your nervous system does not perceive it as a modern inconvenience. Your soul perceives it as a life-threatening danger. Your cellular memory triggers the exact same grief from centuries ago. You feel like you are dying because, in the past, losing him meant exactly that. This is why conventional relationship advice will never work for you. Your friends will tell you to block him, to go out on dates with other men, to play games and make him jealous. But you already know, deep in your bones, that those superficial tactics feel entirely wrong. They feel out of alignment with your truth. You cannot play earthly ego games with a connection that was forged in the stars. If you try to lower your vibration to manipulate him in the physical realm, you will only create more density and more separation between your souls. So what must you do? How do you survive this agonizing phase of the 7-lifetime contract without losing your mind? You must stop chasing his physical vessel and start commanding the energetic cord that binds you together. You must turn all of that desperate, outward-flowing energy completely inward. You have been pouring your sacred life force into a bucket with holes, trying to force his awakening before he is ready. And in doing so, you have neglected your own divine vessel. Your heart portal has become exhausted, depleted, and fractured. The High Council wants you to realize that you are the energetic anchor of this connection. If your frequency is operating in fear, lack, and desperate attachment, he will continue to run. It is a universal law. To change the dynamic, you must radically shift your own energetic blueprint. You must heal the ancient wounds that make you believe you have to suffer for love. You must activate the dormant codes within your heart that remind you of your absolute sovereign power. Because I know how desperate and painful this phase is, and because the Pleiadian Council urgently needs you to step into your power, I have channeled a specific, potent tool to guide you through this exact transformation. This is not just a book, it is a vibrational upgrade. I present to you the Heart Portal Activation. The Pleiadian Code of Divine Relationships is a spiritual guide for starseeds seeking deeper love, emotional healing, and soul-aligned relationships. Through Pleiadian wisdom, heart activations, and energetic teachings, this book helps you heal emotional wounds, reconnect with your true frequency, and attract conscious relationships aligned with your soul's path. This edition is available for a limited time only. The link is in the first comment below. When you immerse yourself in these sacred activations, you are essentially telling the universe that you refuse to suffer in this connection anymore. You are claiming your divine birthright to experience love without the heavy burden of past life trauma. As you read the words and do the energetic work within those pages, a miraculous shift begins to happen in the unseen realms. The heavy, anxious energy you have been projecting towards him completely dissolves. You stop suffocating him with your need for validation. And do you know what happens when you finally call your energy back? Do you know what happens when you become completely whole and radiant within your own heart portal? The magnetic polarity instantly reverses. He will suddenly feel a massive void in his energetic field. The warm, comforting light of your soul that he has been secretly relying on, even while running from it, will no longer be easily accessible to him. This creates a profound shock to his system. He will begin to wonder about you. He will feel an inexplicable pull to reach out, to check on you, to bridge the gap that his own ego created. But you must not do this work just to get him back. You must do this work to save yourself. You must heal your heart because you are a divine being of light who deserves to experience love in its purest, most exalted form. You have carried the heavy burden of this 7-lifetime contract for far too long. It is time to release the pain and keep only the wisdom. It is time to clear the karmic debris so that this relationship can finally manifest in the physical realm as the sacred union it was always destined to be. You are a mirror, yes, but you do not have to be a broken mirror. You can be a clear, crystalline reflection of divine truth. As you elevate your frequency, as you heal your emotional body, you literally force his higher self to make a choice. He must either rise to meet you at this new, elevated frequency, or he must step aside to allow a soul who is already vibrating at your level to enter your reality. Either way, you win. Either way, you experience the profound, soul-shaking love you have been crying out for. There is a very specific spiritual sign that will confirm he is feeling this shift in your energy. A sign that the universe will send you when his higher self is trying to communicate his regret and his awakening to you. When you finally stop chasing his physical presence and begin the profound inward journey of anchoring your own light. The first thing that happens is a massive shift in the unseen realms. You will know he is feeling your withdrawal because you will begin to experience the vivid, undeniable phenomenon of astral visitation. The most common sign the universe will send you is not a text message or a sudden phone call or a mundane physical interaction. It is far more profound and entirely undeniable. You will be going about your day, completely focused on your own healing, reading your books, tending to your life, when suddenly, out of nowhere, you will smell his exact scent. It will fill the room so powerfully, so distinctly, that you will physically turn around, fully expecting to see him standing right there behind you. Or, in the quiet, vulnerable hours of the night, right as you are drifting into the delicate space between wakefulness and sleep, you will feel the unmistakable weight of someone sitting on the edge of your bed. You will feel a sudden, comforting warmth wrapping around your shoulders, or the gentle, phantom sensation of a hand brushing against your cheek. Your logical mind, conditioned by a skeptical world, will try to convince you that it is just your imagination. It will tell you it is merely a trick of your lonely, longing heart. But I am telling you, as a Pleiadian emissary who clearly sees the luminous energetic grids of this planet, that this is his astral body desperately seeking out your specific frequency. His physical ego is still running, still hiding behind the dense, heavy walls of earthly pride and fear, but his higher self is starving for your light. Because you have stopped sending your precious energy out to him, his soul has no choice but to travel across the dimensions to get the spiritual nourishment he has relied upon for 7 entirely different lifetimes. You will also begin to see him in your dream state, but you must understand that these will not be ordinary, confusing dreams. These are hyper-realistic astral encounters where your souls meet in the ether. In these sacred realms, he will not act like the cold, distant, or confused man you know in the physical world. In the astral plane, his stubborn ego is completely stripped away. You will look deeply into his eyes, and you will see ancient, undeniably clear recognition. He might hold you tightly. He might cry silently. He might fiercely apologize for the profound pain he is causing you in the waking world. These powerful dreams will leave you waking up with fresh tears on your face, feeling an overwhelming mixture of immense, eternal love and deep, aching sorrow. This is your absolute, undeniable confirmation from the highest realms that the physical reality you are witnessing is a temporary illusion. The earthly matrix wants you to firmly believe that because his physical vessel is silent, he simply does not care. But the ultimate truth is, in the 5th dimensional realm, his soul is practically screaming for your presence. He is permanently tethered to you by an unbreakable silver cord of pure starlight, and every single time he tries to move further away from your authentic truth, that cosmic cord pulls brutally taut, causing him immense, undeniable spiritual agony. This brings me to the next massive revelation you must fully understand to successfully navigate this critical, exhausting phase. As his spiritual awakening begins to trigger under the pressure of your absence, you will experience what the stellar healers call a soul bleed through. Have you ever been perfectly fine, having a completely normal, peaceful day, when suddenly, without any warning whatsoever, you are hit with a massive wave of crushing anxiety, deep sorrow, or intense, unexplainable panic? You desperately search your own mind trying to find a logical reason for this sudden, violent shift in your mood, but there is absolutely no earthly trigger in your immediate environment. Hear me clearly now, Starseed. That sudden, suffocating emotion does not belong to you. You are a highly telepathic being, and because of the dense 7-lifetime contract you share, your energetic fields are deeply and permanently merged. When his fragile ego begins to collapse under the massive weight of this divine connection, when he finally starts to feel the terrifying reality of his own deeply suppressed emotions, he will panic. And because you are the stronger, more spiritually advanced energetic vessel, you will feel his raw panic directly inside your own physical body. You are literally experiencing his dark night of the soul alongside him, feeling every ounce of his resistance. This is exactly why you feel so incredibly exhausted, so utterly drained of life force all the time. You are not just carrying your own earthly emotional baggage. You are actively processing his suppressed trauma for him. I see exactly how tired you are. I see how many silent tears you have shed in the dark, begging the universe to either bring him fully and completely into your physical life or simply remove him from your aching heart forever. You are entirely exhausted from being the spiritual anchor for both of you. You are tired of being the one who always understands, the one who always offers forgiveness, the one who always has to be the bigger, wiser person while he gets to run away and hide from his own magnificent destiny. The Pleiadian High Council deeply honors your immense, unparalleled strength, but we are also urgently telling you that you do not have to carry this crushing burden alone anymore. You must quickly learn to build an impenetrable energetic shield of divine, sovereign love around your aura. When you feel his intense panic and fear bleeding through into your delicate emotional body, you must absolutely not absorb it as your own. You must close your eyes and visualize a brilliant, blazing violet flame surrounding your entire being, gently but firmly returning that specific emotion back to him with unconditional love. He must feel his own pain in order to finally heal it. If you keep doing the heavy spiritual lifting for him, you are actually preventing his necessary awakening. You are actively delaying the very physical union you so desperately and deeply desire. You must step fully back into your own sovereign, radiant power and allow him to face the stark, unfiltered mirror of his own soul. There is a final, ultimate test that the universe has prepared for both of you in this 7th incarnation. A test that will determine whether this ancient contract ends in permanent separation or glorious, eternal union. The ultimate test that the universe has meticulously designed for this 7th and final earthly cycle is the absolute illusion of complete separation. The earthly matrix will do everything in its power to convince you that the connection is entirely severed. He might retreat into a period of total, agonizing silence that stretches on for months. He might even attempt to enter into a superficial, karmic relationship with someone else, trying desperately to find an easier, less demanding version of love that does not constantly force him to look at his own unhealed trauma. When this happens, your logical mind will scream at you to give up. The societal programming will tell you to accept defeat, to feel foolish, and to believe that you made this entire profound spiritual journey up in your own head. But I am telling you, with the absolute authority of the Pleiadian High Council, that this is the grandest, most elaborate illusion of all. The universe is pushing you to the absolute edge of your faith for one specific reason. It needs to see if you will finally choose your own divine sovereignty over his physical vessel. The true test is not about how long you can patiently wait for him to awaken. The true test is whether you can love him unconditionally while simultaneously releasing all desperate attachment to the outcome. Can you drop the heavy earthly need to possess him? Can you love him enough to let him stumble through his own dark night of the soul without rushing in to save him? You must reach a point of such profound inner completion that you no longer need him to validate your worth, your beauty, or your sanity. You must become the radiant sun of your own universe, entirely self-sustaining, shining your brilliant light simply because it is your nature to shine, not because you are trying to guide him back to your shore. When you are still hoping he will notice your healing, you are still operating from a frequency of lack. You are still broadcasting to the quantum field that you are incomplete without him. And as long as you broadcast incompleteness, the universe must, by universal law, continue to mirror that separation back to you in your physical reality. This requires an immense, almost superhuman level of energetic mastery. It requires you to operate entirely from the elevated frequency of the 5th dimension, while your physical body is still walking through the dense, heavy reality of the 3rd dimension. You are essentially asked to hold the vibration of absolute trust while staring directly into the face of absolute earthly uncertainty. This is precisely why the Pleiadian High Council has provided the exact blueprint for your success. You do not have to guess how to pass this ultimate test. You do not have to stumble in the dark anymore. The Heart Portal Activation. The Pleiadian Code of Divine Relationships is a spiritual guide for starseeds seeking deeper love, emotional healing, and soul-aligned relationships. Through Pleiadian wisdom, heart activations, and energetic teachings, this book helps you heal emotional wounds, reconnect with your true frequency, and attract conscious relationships aligned with your soul's path. This edition is available for a limited time only. The link is in the first comment below. By engaging with this sacred transmission, you are actively choosing to rewrite your cosmic destiny. You are installing the highest frequencies of divine love directly into your cellular memory, overriding the painful programs of abandonment, betrayal, and unworthiness that have plagued you across these 7 lifetimes. When you finally achieve this state of sovereign detachment, a massive, invisible energetic shockwave ripples through the quantum field. The moment you genuinely stop waiting for him, the moment you start living, breathing, and radiating pure joy entirely for yourself, the heavy, energetic resistance completely collapses. The cosmic lock finally clicks into place. Do you know what happens to the masculine energy when the divine feminine completely calls her power back? It is the most powerful catalyst for spiritual awakening in the universe. When he realizes that your magnificent light is no longer a given, when he sees you thriving, radiant, and completely unbothered by his absence, the fragile earthly ego that kept him running completely shatters. He will suddenly realize that he is about to permanently lose the only soul who has truly known him, truly seen him, and truly loved him across 7 entirely different lifetimes. The illusion of safety he found in the mundane matrix will instantly dissolve, leaving him with an undeniable burning hunger for the truth of your connection. The universe will strip away all of his earthly distractions until the only thing left in his mind, his heart, and his soul is you. He will not return to you as the confused, running, wounded man who left. The man who returns will be the fully activated divine masculine counterpart you have been praying for. He will return with a profound reverence for your energy, a deep understanding of the sacred bond you share, and an unwavering commitment to finally step into his divine role by your side. But this glorious reunion can only manifest in the physical realm when you absolutely refuse to settle for anything less than his highest version. You must stand completely firm in your radiant power. You must guard your heart portal with fierce, unconditional love. You must stop mourning the temporary absence of his physical body and start celebrating the eternal, unbreakable truth of your spiritual union. You are a magnificent starseed of Gaia, carrying the wisdom of the cosmos in your veins. You were born for this exact mission. You were chosen for this specific 7-lifetime contract because the stellar healers knew that you possessed the unparalleled strength, the infinite compassion, and the pure, radiant light necessary to finally break the cycle of separation and anchor the true frequency of divine love onto this planet. Your season of waiting in the dark is over. Your season of crying over his confusion has ended. It is time to rise. It is time to claim your divine birthright. If this transmission has activated a deep remembrance within your soul, if you can feel the absolute truth of these words resonating in your physical body right now, you must not simply walk away and let this energy fade. You must ground this frequency into your immediate reality. Hit the like button right now to physically confirm your readiness to the universe. Go to the comments and declare your sovereignty. Type the words, "I claim my divine union," to seal this energetic contract. Read the declarations of your fellow starseeds and send them waves of pure, unconditional love. We are building a massive grid of light together, and your specific frequency is absolutely crucial to this mission. Ensure you are subscribed to this channel so you never miss a transmission, because the Pleiadian High Council will continue to guide you every single step of the way until your divine counterpart is standing right in front of you. You are loved beyond human comprehension. You are guided, you are protected, and you are so incredibly close to the greatest love you have ever known. Stand firm in your light. The wait is almost over.